Hello, everyone. Um, my name is Wilhelm. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Wilhelm. I'm uh, coming to you live on the Facebooks. It's fun to pluralize words that aren't actually plural, like the Facebooks and the internets. It's I highly recommend it. Just try it. It's fun. Go read a good books. Go ride your bikes. Well, some of them don't really work. But hello, it is 3:49 p.m. on Sunday, November 15th. I'm back for my fortnightly Facebook Live. Today is, I think, the textbook definition of blustery. Um, a blustery November afternoon. And it's not even 4 o'clock, and it feels like the sun is already set. It's that the changing seasons. Oh, hello, Alex. Thank you for tuning in. I was just saying how it seems like the sun is almost already set, and it's not even 4 o'clock. Um, I was gonna make a joke, but I need to make the joke in 15 minutes. I don't know if I can last that long. I was gonna say 4:04, sun not found. A little internet weather joke, just combining the two genres into one super joke. But I jumped the gun. It's 15 minutes too early, but that's okay. I can I can make the joke, and you can watch this at a later date and or at a later time, and then it'll make sense to you. Alex says, "Oh, it's been a while." Well, I'm glad you checked in, Alex. If you have any questions or comments or anything you want to ask me since it's been so long, please feel free to type them in the chat. I'm multitasking here. That's my mind right now because Oop, I'm doing lots of things. Alex asks, how do you make it through these dark winters? I try to stay light in myself. Because darkness is can be put away. I kind of got all tied up in my mind there. The darkness can be banished by light. It's just as simple as that. I have a light right here. I didn't turn it on, but because it's a little too bright. But yeah, just turn on some lights. They have these great, I think they call them sad lamps, which the lamps themselves are not sad. It's something called seasonal affective disorder. You may have it. Lots of people do. There's nothing to be ashamed about there. It's just that we as humans, when we don't get enough natural light, we tend to get a little bit sad, and it's actually a pretty serendipitous acronym because you feel sad when you have sad. But they have these full spectrum sad lamps, and they pelt you with like a full spectrum of ultraviolet and all kinds of wavelengths, infrared light, and it just makes you feel better. So if you're feeling like the dark winters, that actually sounds like a movie. Maybe it's a scary movie. Dark Winters. Ooh, don't watch it alone. Make sure you have a blanket. Anyway, what was I saying? The dark winters. Yes, make it through the dark winters with a sad lamp or a full spectrum lamp, whichever way you want to call it. We got another comment. Candace Woodland says, "Hi Wilhelm. Sad lamps are great. Do I have one? Actually, I do not. But I have lots of other lamps, like including the one I just turned on over here, and I got a nice overhead lamp. It's I feel like I'm bathing in light. Photons are bouncing off my skin, which is good. And I'm multitasking. I got my Wilhelm screen loaded up here. Over on my left, you can't see it, but I have the television on. There's a SpaceX launch, and they are a go for launch. and I am a go for excitement because I just love everything to do with space exploration and travel, and the fact that they're launching rockets again is just made me all a buzz with excitement. I just need some water with. It's so tasty. Just add a little bit of lime to your water. It's a taste explosion. The rocket is launching. I think in at 4:27 Pacific time, 7:27 Eastern time. If you're in the Eastern time zone, you're extra lucky because that's a anagram. No, palindrome. I got my terms all messed up there. I love palindromes because they're the same backwards and forwards. So 7:27 in the PM is a palindrome, and I'll try not to mix up my words. It happens to everybody, even a former research scientist like myself. I hear some sirens out there. Maybe it's the weather police because it's like, hey, weather, just calm down. There's wind and huge rain, and I heard reports of hail just coming down. It's blustery, and I'm also trying to multitask here. I'm screaming over here. I got some astronauts who are the spacesuits these days. Like nothing against the spacesuits from the 70s and 60s because those were classic cool. But these new spacesuits are something else. They're almost like fashion chic. They just look spectacular. It's kind of like the world of science fiction and science are just mashing up against each other, and they're having a dance. They're doing like a little tango, maybe intertwining a little bit, and the lines have become blurred, and they're just getting into each other's space. Here's another comment. What do I think is the best weather? This is such a very Canadian topic to be talking about the weather, and I love it so much. The best weather, I think, is 23 degrees, which is my favorite number. Partly cloudy, because if it's completely sun, it's just you need a little bit of shade. You need a little bit of shade for some happy clouds kind of just floating by. So partly cloudy, 23 degrees. A lower humidity, because I feel like humidity is it's nobody's friend. Like you can see my hair, although today is I don't know what my hair is doing, but in the humid days, my hair just is it's out there, and I know that a lot of other people struggle with humidity with their hair and other things, layers of clothing. Wearing a sweatshirt and turtleneck in humid weather is just not very comfortable. But in 23 degrees with just a little bit of humidity, but just not much, maybe 23%. I don't know. I don't really know what 23% humidity feels like. I don't really have a sense for that. I know that 23 degrees Celsius is a very pleasant temperature to be in. But 23% humidity, I have to do some experiments. That's a good experiment, Candace. I'll go out and I'll try to recreate 23% humidity in my den, and I'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do a range. It'll be a whole day. I'll just make a day of it. A humidity experiment day. Checking in on the launch. Right now they're showing a commercial for something. I think it's Martin Sheen. He's doing ads now. I guess everyone needs to eat. Candace says she likes that experiment. Well, Nicole Malcolm also is watching, and she's watching the launch. That's exciting. What do I think the astronauts are thinking about right now? Well, the one thing I know, I haven't really talked to a lot of astronauts personally, but the one thing I do know is they just want to go. They just are sitting on a rocket ship, and then they have to wait for hours and hours and hours, and there's so many little checks and go no goes, and they they just want to launch. So I think they're thinking about how could I make time progress quicker. They're probably doing temporal experiments in their heads. Either that, or maybe they got a little iPod going. I don't know if iPods are allowed in space because, well, they don't weigh very much. So I'm sure they could just throw a couple of iPods. Those little earbud things probably don't weigh very much either. Well, they weigh nothing in space because there's no gravity up there. I think that they're allowed a certain amount of things. Maybe that the mission control could pipe in some boogaloo boogin tunes, and although they probably have scientific things to tell them, like go no go for launch. That's pretty important. They don't want to be like listening to Katy Perry and then miss a crucial launch instruction. Although I don't think they actually press the button to launch, as far as I know. I think they're along for the ride, and then eventually they can fly the ship and just dock on the space station. But yeah, I hope maybe they're having pleasant conversations with each other. I would really like to go to space myself, because then I could ask myself, "Hey, Wilhelm, what are you thinking?" And not in an accusing way. Some people say, "What are you thinking?" It's all about the context and the intonation. Yeah, so I need some more water here. Doesn't quite have the full dolphin sound that it used to have. It's kind of losing its dolphin-esque qualities, but it still makes a little chirp, and I do like that, because chirps... Oh no, I lost my scream! There it is. The scream's back. We just saw another ad for zero waste. Zero waste, because that is important. I think a lot of the problems that we're having in our society today is just based on excessive waste. And I like the idea of zero waste, because who likes waste? No one, I hope. Candace says chirp. She's having a good time chirping. I'll chirp again. Here, I'll have some water. Ooh, that's refreshing. Oh, if anyone out there that doesn't know me, I always put a little bit of lime flavoring in my water. And that's that certain tang that has a tangy zip that just... You should definitely try it. Definitely try it. If anyone's out there and has not experienced lime water, just try it. I know cucumber water is quite popular, but maybe take a break from the cukes and try some limes. They're both green. Well, the outsides of a cucumber are green, not the insides. They're kind of off-white. But I'm getting off topic with my off-white conversation. I'm just so happy that everyone's giving me some comments. There's been great live interaction today. It's just it feeds my inner Wilhelm. My inner Wilhelm was screaming there. I'm looking out, and I think, actually, speaking of the weather, because I was talking about it being blustery, it's kind of turned into like a puffy cloud kind of day. I'm looking out the window there, and there's some cumulonimbus clouds out there, which are the very puffy ones. I think it's almost like that screensaver or Windows wallpaper that you used to see on those computers. On my Windows 95 computer, it has those like blue with the little sort of puffy Pixar type clouds. I've been saying a lot of P words. Puffy Pixar, pillowy clouds. Oh, Candace says Sarah is watching with me too. Well, hi Sarah. Good to see you too. I think I haven't had this many people watching in just at least a couple fortnights. It's kind of cool. I do these more as like a video blog for myself, but I sometimes forget that people can watch, and they do watch. Hopefully, they're having a good time. I'm having a good time. Checking in on the launch. The launch is still a go because they can do what's called scrubbing, and that means that it's a no go. They can scrub all the way up to like seconds before launch. It's kind of frustrating. Can you imagine just having months and months of preparation and you're sitting on top of a rocket and then like 10 seconds before you're going to go, they're like, you know what? No go. And then it would just be, oh no, I did something to my screen. That was all the astronauts screaming in unison. Not like those voices screaming out on Alderaan when it blew up, but that's a whole different topic. We got another question from Sarah. Can you walk on those types of clouds? No. They're made of water vapor, which is not solid. Contrary that you might actually see in movies where there's like people up in heaven just walking around on clouds. That's just not scientifically accurate. It's fun to think about because imagination is important. But scientifically speaking, clouds are not solid. You can't walk around on them. You'd fall right through. And a good thing that they aren't solid because planes would crash. They'd fly into a cloud and just crash into it. And that's not good. My voice is cracking again. I feel like even though I'm so old, I'm going through puberty over and over again. That was my voice cracking and also pimples forming on my face. Candace has some laugh emojis. Emojis are so fun. I have a little emoji that I like that has glasses. And it doesn't have my hair, although I don't think the emoji consortium would agree on having a Wilhelm emoji. It's 4:05. I was trying to keep my eye on the time because then I could make my 4:04 sun not found joke. But I guess the sun is found, so I guess it's a good thing that I missed the 4:04. So if you go back in time and you forward to this moment in time, just go back to that moment when the sun was hiding and it was very dark out, and then enjoy the humor, and then like fast forward back to this moment, and then we're back in sync. So that'll be that's good. Let's see I'm watching multi-level because I'm multitasking. Even my TV is multitasking. I got two guys talking about something, and then there's some things scrolling across the bottom, and then there's pandemic info on the one side, and then a little tiny little window into the space thing. I guess they're keeping like a little eye on the spaceship, and they're talking about all this other stuff because so many stuff is going on in the world right now. I had a little something in my throat there. Hello. There we're back. We experienced, and I say we as a global we, or not a royal we, but a global we. We all experienced the United States election for the president, and thankfully it was not another 4-year horror show like we've just been experiencing. I'd like to say I would say the right person won, and I say the right person because I think it boils down to this: if there's a political system that threatens the lives, the very existence of its own citizens, then there shouldn't be a possibility of that person being in control of the government. I'm getting a little flustered here because it's a topic near and dear to my heart. When the I'd say the good guys, and I think that I mean that literally. When the good guys win, the bad guys aren't fearing for their lives. So it doesn't make any sense to me as a person and as a person with empathy who has desires to see other people succeed other than myself. So I don't understand politics. It's they say that there's political science, but to me it doesn't seem like a science at all. There's no logic. There's no systems. There's just sometimes it just feels like total chaos. But again, I don't want to go down that path. I'm just so happy that the United States nightmare is well, it's not over yet, but we're reaching the end of the nightmare road, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel for those unfortunate Americans they've been going through so much. They've if you have any American friends, just send them a virtual hug because I'm sure they need it. And and if you're not in the United States, then just be thankful. Be thankful about where you are and try to be kind and look out for your neighbors. And there's another comment here. This chain of emojis describes the story of me and Sarah's day. Does it make sense? Well, it's a little tiny. Let me see if I can figure out what these emojis mean. There's a cloud with raindrops, so I'm assuming it's raining. I think a person doing a flip, and a first place gold emoji, a gold medal. Getting my words mixed up. The fourth one, I believe, is a person in the lotus position. Then we have 2 cups of coffee. Not copy. There was 2 copies of a coffee, and then a laptop, hopefully higher than Windows 95, and then heart eyes emoji. I think a hamburger, and I believe some beers. Although it's extremely tiny, so I might have misread those emojis. And it says we've moved on from the topic of. I think the one thing I've learned on Facebook Live, especially with me, is changing topics is great. It's good to change topics. My brain kind of screams whenever we change topics too fast, but it's always good to just pivot and adapt and just go with the flow and just keep moving, keep on, and having some water. In my case, I think my voice is. Gotta do a little bit of gargling. Oh, that lime really hit my vocal cords or my larynx, somewhere in my throat. I'm not a biologist, so I don't really know the inner workings of my throatal anatomy, but that lime really hit a spot, and it feels great. Ooh. So, Candace and Sarah, it sounds like you had a very full day. I'm not sure what you won a gold medal on. Maybe you can expand on that a little later. I've already been talking for 23 minutes. Wow. This is just flying by. I actually want to end this live video so I can pay 100% attention to the launch, which is happening, I think, in 15 minutes and counting. We got T-minus 15 minutes and counting. We got to play that Rush song Countdown, so that we can watch the launch and listen to great music by Rush. Okay, so you'll have to tell me more about your gold medal. I think the other stuff is self-explanatory. You're doing cartwheels and yoga. The gold medal represents completing my first ever 5K. Well, 5K is a lot of K. I don't think I've ever run 1K, although I remember having a computer with 1K. That's a different type of K. That was way back in the day when a K was huge. Now a K is so small. The laptop and hard eyes is watching me. Wow, that's just, you're making me blush. Thank you very much. I think I don't really have anything else to talk about. I'm getting super excited for this space launch, and I'm a little bit worried that I'm just going to go off on a tangent, and then just even though it's on in the background, I feel like I'm going to miss it, and I don't want to split my attention between you and space, because quite frankly, space will win. I'm very excited about space and spaceships and launches and astronauts. So I will have to sign off. I will say have a good rest of your Sunday afternoon. The sun's probably going to be setting within minutes. It sneaks up on you. I was out hiking with Marjorie, and we were on a hike. It seemed like the sun was in the sky. I mean, it was low, but it wasn't super low. And then all of a sudden, bam! It was dark. It was quite terrifying because we did not plan ahead and didn't have flashlights. But we survived, obviously, because I'm here. And Candace says, "Have fun with a heart." I heart you, Candace and Sarah, and Nicole and Alex, if you're out there. I heart you, and if you were watching and didn't comment, I heart you too. And if you're watching this later, hearts to you. There's just hearts all around. Because if you're kind and loving, then there's nothing you can't accomplish. I think that's as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I was like, oh, I wish that was the last thing that I said, because that would be pretty awesome. Now a barrel roll. Oh, what? Oh no! Something happened to my Wilhelm scream, and now there's like a hole. What? Oh no! Well, now I got a rim shot. That's exciting, but I need. Oh, there's Chewbacca. Okay, this is a little bit too much. I need my Wilhelm scream. No, I have a singing Russian people singing. Okay, I better end this now. Oh, now it's okay. Whew. I didn't quite want to end on a true low. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end on a random one of these random buttons. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I'm gonna click the first end. So I'll say have a great Sunday, and I wish I could repeat that pithy comment that I said before, but I don't remember what it was. My brain is so scattered with space and sound effects. But I'm going to end first, and we're going to get the "Are you sure?" message, and I'm going to say I'm going to be right here, and I'm going to do my. Okay, that's not a good one. That's kind of mean. I don't want to end on a mean laugh. So I'm going to pick another one. Oh, here's something that I hope will be really good. So have a great Sunday. I'll see you in a fortnight, plus or minus 2 days. And I thought that was going to be longer than that, but okay, yeah. Okay, I don't know what this is, but I think no, that's not good. Okay, I'm gonna leave on this one here. I have no idea what this is gonna sound like, but this is gonna be the last thing you'll see from me for a fortnight.